Hello, welcome back to Crystal Clear Coaching with your host here, me, Crystal. I am here for now day 22 of January, showing up daily here as my one tried and true habit. Trying to cultivate better habits for myself this month, but starting with one is a great goal. Now, up till about 1 minute ago, didn't know what I was going to talk about today. And then I always take my photos for the screen grab, the thumbnail, before I do the video. And I was having fun with it. And I just thought, what a topic. Remember to have fun. Like, we can get so caught up in the day-to-day, going to work, getting the groceries, making sure, all the admin's happened, just slogging through life, the public transport, maybe if you're into that kind of crazy stuff like exercise, you might have the gym, and it's just all churning through the wheel, and then you find yourself saying no to social engagements more and more, like with good friends even, and just finding like, oh, that's too much, and that's what you end up putting off naturally in order to show up for yourself. But sometimes you have to say no to parts of that in order to say yes to something that's going to feel like fun to your body, your system, your mind, you. Because will you look back at the end of the year? I mean, we're just in a new year now. Can't believe it's 22 days already, but hey, here we are. Will you look back at the end of the year and be like, man, I'm glad I slogged through that same routine again and again, day after day? Or are you going to remember the moments where you did catch up with a mate, you went and did something different, when you went like to karaoke? I'm about to go to karaoke tonight, so I'll give you an update tomorrow as to how that went. And my same friend that invited me to karaoke invited me to a singing group this morning in a park. I didn't really know even that much about it, really. I did know it was in a park, though. Yeah, sorry. I didn't know what kind of vibe it was going to be until I got there. And it was just under this most beautiful park with just trees overhead that just dappled sunlight and nice shade. Just beautiful bird song. There was a kookaburra around at one point, a couple of points actually. Butterflies flew into our circle while we were singing and humming and like just letting our vocal cords like let loose. And it was just so beautiful. It was such a fun experience. And like part of me, when she asked me, wanted to say no because I should be. Oh, there's a little moth saying hello. There you go. Just like the butterfly said hello in the circle. So anyway, there wants to be famous. So in this, if I'd done my should, if I'd followed my shoulds, my should was like, oh, it's my first day off in a while, I should work more on growing my coaching business, working on things there that's going to help there, doing laundry, doing chores, all that kind of stuff was what I felt like, would I prefer to just like hang at home that day? And then I thought about it and I was like, man, I've been missing this kind of thing. Like, I honestly was in survival mode up until probably a month ago. The transition of countries and running out of money and just the job having not quite had the paychecks churning through just yet. It was just a really awkward stage I've been in up until about a month ago for at least a few months before that. And I had to make it work. And a lot of me having to make it work was eating the cheapest thing possible, like not going out, because even catching up with a friend for a coffee, that would be $8 for a coffee at least. It's not cheap here, plus I have alternative milk. And then you'd get hungry and you'd end up buying something else, and I just didn't have the money for that. So I just stopped trying to reach out to people to catch up, because as much as they'll say, oh, we'll go to a cheap place, when you're that broke, you just actually don't have the space for even that. You've got to make sure that you've got enough money to get to work so that you can actually keep the money coming in. So yeah, that's where I was at. And now that I have a little bit more space, that I can say yes to things that aren't expensive, but just, do require a bit of a monetary exchange, well, why shouldn't I? I've got to stop my scarcity mindset saying no to things because I might spend more money than I'd like to. Because if you don't go out, yes, you won't spend any money, but you also won't be open to opportunities of meeting new people, of, doing something different, of having a new core memory unlocked, who knows? So yeah, remember to have fun. Remember to have fun. Like, if we don't have fun in our lives, like, how does that feel? Like, have you gone through seasons of your life where you're like, oh, fun's not allowed because I've got too much to do? It's like, well, even if you are in a season of survival and you don't feel like you can go out and have fun, or like money's tight or whatever it is, how can you have fun in small ways for free, Can you have little dance parties to your favourite songs? Can you go for a swim at the beach? Can you get a mate that actually gets the fact that you literally can spend $0 to like go for a walk with you? Like, what can you do? Can you catch up? Can you, I mean, honestly, sometimes just watching one of your favourite TV shows can be fun. So, whatever it feels like for you, but, fun and cultivating connection and community with fun. So good. Yeah. So, keeping it pretty brief today. I think that's a pretty clear-cut bit of wisdom there. Just have fun. Just have fun. Could you? Would you? Please? Okay, much love. I'll see you tomorrow and I will talk about how karaoke went. Because I'm off to have some fun. Oh, yeah. Much love.